I almost think you go for it.
Yeah,
Because he hasn't used any tank cards yet, and I feel like he's going to want to go with tank
I
cards.
completely agree. What's going on, Axie fam? Elijah here, back with another video, and today is a super exciting one. We have got the GOAT of Axie Infinity joining us, and if you're unaware of who that is, then you must be living under a rock in Lunasia somewhere, because I'm talking about Indes, the one and only. Thanks for joining us today on the Axie on the Moon channel. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks, mate. That was quite the intro. Very nice of you.
So we're going to talk a bit today about the overall meta, and we're going to also talk about some new builds that are popping up. One of which there's now a few players in the top, I think top 20 running it. I'm myself as one, Indes is one, and I think there's another guy named Happy Size who's also running it. And so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the top 10 players. So we got Indes sitting here at number 1 for the time being until I catch up to him. We got me at number 6. And the guy I'm talking about is, here he is, Happy Size. So I had a matchup with him yesterday, and we're all doing this plant yam up front with the leafy bug for energy gain, reptile with tri-spikes at mid, and then the discard bug in the back. So what that looks like here is, as I mentioned, yam for poison, reptile to hop skip over shielded opponents and target more vulnerable, ideally midliner and backliner Axies, and snipe those off. And we have a discard bug, which in the mid to late game completely limits the opponent's options by discarding a bunch of their cards. What are your overall thoughts on this build, Indes?
So this is a sort of a fairly new build. It's strong because it sort of utilizes a midline reptile, which helps out a lot against aquas, which are fairly popular at the moment. And it also puts the bug in a spot where it can shine, and it doesn't have to sort of play aggressively in the early game, because with the yam on the tank and then with the tri-spikes, there's enough threats for the opponent to worry about without you being forced to use your bug in the early game. Because as Elijah said, you're mainly looking to use those discards and, utilize the bug's defensive moves in the mid to late game. And the tri-spikes midline has sort of come back in the past couple of seasons, a lot with Scholar accounts, actually. I think it was YGG Scholars, they were running a lot of those Beast Reptile builds. But as you've sort of popularized more recently with the bug at the back, and a couple of others have adopted, like myself, with the bug, I think it gets sort of a much stronger 1v1 aspect for it.
Thanks for the shout out there on the credit. I stumbled across forming this build, okay? I own up to it, and I'm happy to see that it's working and others are adopting it. It's quite a satisfying feeling. I'm sure Indes is very familiar with that feeling, because I know he's coined tons of builds that people have snatched. So I'm excited to run my variation and to see Indes being as amazing of a player as he is. I'm excited to see his version, which is a slightly different reptile, slightly different bug. So we're going to get into both of those today. And I think we'll start with some arena games. I'll fire up one or two, and then we'll switch focus over to Indes. He'll share his screen, and we'll just get to run some more games from his perspective. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, here we
see what you're getting.
Oh, Claudius, this is someone from your crew, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is Claudius or his Scholar, because Claudius hasn't really played much recently. I believe somebody else was playing on his account.
Okay.
He's been giving a Scholar out, so I'm not actually sure how he'll play. I haven't faced him yet this season, but
so we'll see. I mean, he's got the Axie GG trademarked hot butt veg bite. I know you guys love hot butt over carrot, or if you had to choose between the two, you definitely lean toward this option. I'm gonna, since I drew it and I don't really have any other good plays, I am gonna just try and rip this one off here and do the double steal. It's a build where he might, if he gets like a couple aqua cards, he might play nothing and hope to draw for like the third aqua or fourth aqua card to get the kill on the bug early. So I'm hoping he'll pass. So I'll steal one energy. It looks like
I was going to say the only spots where this is really bad is if he goes with tank cards, because he's got very combo dependent backliners, and he's not really going to be looking to play aggressively from the start. Once he gets this build, it's
looks like we passed on round 2, but that was fine because
that would have been the play.
Yeah, it would have been the play anyway. So those were great points. Basically, this is a build that relies on combos, so Double Serious was a green light, considering you probably wouldn't have that round 1. Now we're in round 3. And now I do have the tri-spikes combination here. Oh my gosh, we're just fucking...
it thinks you're a bot.
Yeah, it thinks I'm a robot. Ouch. I guess that's fine. Here we are going into round 4. Let's click something so that it doesn't immediately skip us. All right.
To be honest, if anything, that last round you may have only caught a backdoor. You weren't really looking to play any of the cards.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, I think now we're in a bit of a tough situation. I'm sure he did gain some energy there with his Rimp. So I think what I'll have to do is protect against the backdoor attack from the Aqua because I'm sure he has options and energy. I'm gonna try to do damage here via Try, Jar. I'll do one Surprise Invasion, and then back here I'm gonna do Sunder and this for damage because if I run right into his front plant, oh, all right, we're gonna kill his Aqua. That's
Ooh,
positive.
nice. That's very nice.
That's good.
Yeah, so the opponent was at 4 energy. So what he was trying to do there, I assume, is play the 2 energy. So then he's still at 4 next round, so he can threaten a backdoor. But without the backdoor, Elijah now doesn't have to spend energy to cover the backdoor. So you'll have a lot more energy to play around with moving into this later game.
Yeah, definitely. That was really fortunate to get that kill there. But again, shows you the power of tri-spikes that you can be in a pickle and be off to a bad start and sometimes still pull it off. I'm not saying we've won this game yet, but I'm just, it shows you that you're never fully out when you're holding a tri-spikes combo.
Yeah.
So now I want to make sure my reptile survives, and I will get a damage bonus from surprise invasion since this beast is faster than me. And I'm kind of happy to let this land where it lands. I might even play one discard. So unfortunately, we got our mouth cards disabled from Hot Butt, so we couldn't play Crimson and get the kill.
That was a good calculation from the opponent there because he knew that without the Aqua part on your reptile, you wouldn't have been able to kill him with 4 cards. So he safely went with the tank card.
Yeah, so
now it's a tough spot.
Now we're in a tough spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gained a shit ton of energy there. I know he's got options. It feels like the reptile is going down here, and considering he can play, if he drew another pumpkin at this point, I don't really have great damage options here on my bug. I think I've seen him play 2 Sirius as well, although we're now at round 6.
One in round 1, one last round. The opponent's at,
I'm gonna pass.
I think he's at 7 here.
Just gonna have to let the reptile go and hope for some miracle. I mean, it's basically...
Well, as by the counter, the opponent only has 4 cards in their hand right now, and you just used 4 of the Met cards. And I'm getting that because in the top right, it says 5 in the previous round, and as the opponent used 4 cards, then redrew 3, they're going to be at 4 in this round. So Elijah still has a good shot if you can control his hand, but that also relies on actually being able to stay alive. So this is probably the defining turn here.
Yep. So I think given that he just used that big Rimp combo, I'm not really worried about taking too much pain. And I want to do what Indes just mentioned and get max card removal and try and get him down to 3 cards here. Hopefully even if he steals an energy, it won't really matter that much if he has 3 cards the next round. So I'm just going to go with this. I hope that you think that's okay.
Yeah, I think they've gone, I think that's Serious Leaf Bug, but they will be out of cards for the following round, which is good, especially with a combo-dependent Rimp at the back. Yeah. So if he does draw imps, then it's useless.
I considered playing all 4 energy because Sirius just felt so predictable there.
Yeah, and here, because he's got the Hot Butt, you could probably even go just with like a double pincer and a snail shell just to make sure the hand's low, but also try and hold an energy as you've just seen another Sirius. It's a bit risky if they do draw attacks, but I think you need to make a play to save energy at some point so you're able to brick wall in the transition turn.
Okay, well, this is still like not that bad, right?
Yeah, the sort of reasoning, half of the reasoning was to go with those 2 pincers now because the opponent's gonna disable them, and the hope was that the opponent wouldn't steal an energy because then Elijah could still discard twice whilst defending his Axie, going double parasite and the snail shell, something like that. But now as they've limited the energy, you're not able to discard 2 cards, which is sort of the ideal to aim for. So sort of an interesting spot again here. Not really sure. This is a really, really odd spot. I'm honestly not sure.
I'm just going to go this route.
He's completely out of cards again because he wasn't able to draw there. So if he hasn't drawn beast attacking cards, you're still set. Uh,
Let's fucking go.
such
Let's
crazy control.
Yeah, let's keep his back against the rope here. Now we're also in Blood Moon, so his beast survives, I think, for 2 rounds here. Um,
Yeah,
so I think, again, as Indes pointed out, now more than ever, staying alive is more important than putting on damage because the beast will die out in a couple rounds, and
yeah.
then the plant's going to start taking damage as well. So I think what I'll do is go like fish snack, sticky, um, and I guess I'll
Probably double discard, to be honest.
play these
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, and let's just so here we go. Like there's
Yeah, so the opponent started to feel the desperation there
yeah,
and
man.
gone aggressive.
That's
Oh, that
right.
stun is amazing.
Let's
Yeah,
get it.
that's I think that's the game one.
Let's go, baby.
Um, especially
Hopefully.
if you split his draw up as well and the tank still stays alive, then he's completely scuppered.
Yeah, because now even
Yeah,
if
that looks like game over.
yeah, this is looking really bad for him because even if he draws 3 beast cards, like he's missing the first one, he's getting stunned on the second one, so the third one will be useless. I mean, guys, look, this just shows you the control you can have. And now Indes is so masterful at knowing the wow, he resigns.
Oh, GG.
Indes knows the card count. He's so much better at understanding where he's at with card counts than I am. This is something I probably need to pick his brain on and try to understand a bit better. Of course, toward the end of the game, I'm able to realize like, oh, I've just made him discard so much. He probably only has 3 cards. But honestly, Indes, it was crazy to hear you talking about it like round 6 and 7. You're like, oh yeah, he only has 4 cards here. That's something that I just would have no clue on. Do you have any quick tidbits about like how you're doing that?
So yeah, so with the card counter in the top right corner, it shows you the amount of cards the opponent had at the beginning of the previous round. So when I'm sort of paying attention to that, one just like in between turns, always counting the opponent's energy, and then it's especially relevant with discard. I don't always do it with other teams, but with discard especially, you just remember how many cards they've used that round. So then you'll know, just the number it had in the previous turn, take away the number they used, and then add another 3 on because of the 3 they're going to draw, and then you'll know how many cards they've got in hand for
That's
that turn.
that's crazy. I had no idea that's what that number meant. That's actually quite simple if you think about it. So it shows you at the beginning of the round that number is telling you how many cards they had in the previous round.
Yep.
So if they had 5 cards in the previous round, they played 3, and you used 2 discards, then you know that in this new round they only have 3 cards, which is amazing information. Great. Well, hey, that was an awesome first game. I'm glad we were able to book a win. And let's go ahead and switch over to Indes's perspective, and we'll get to see a slightly different team, although basically the same build with minor variations. And we'll go ahead and do that now. All right, Indes, take it away. This is your version of the build that we're talking about this video.
Yeah. Okay. So the tank is the same again with the Yam Sirius combo. The Yam to act as a deterrent to slow the game down in the early game, but also for a trigger for my Thorny Caterpillar in the late game, which is the tail move here that does 130% damage when the opponent's debuff. And then also on the front tank, you've got the Leaf Bug, as Elijah has, which basically just allows us to pressure with Tri-Spikes more often because we're at the 4 energy where the opponent's then wary of Tri-Spikes, so they'll have to consider that accordingly and change the way they're going to play. And then on my Tri-Spikes Reptile, as Elijah has, we've got an Aqua Part on the mouth, so that helps when you're trying to backdoor beasts and bugs. It also gives a little bit of extra speed here. As you can see, I've got a 43 speed one, so you'll be faster than pure beasts, which I'm sure a lot of you guys face. The standard RIMP 41 speed. This will be very helpful against it because I'm able to go ahead of them, get my moves off before they can kill me. And then the only difference, again, is I've got the Gecko, which similar to Elijah's run, as he has Snake Charge, just serves there to give a bit more survivability. And then I think you have Cerastus on your horn for the damage, and then here I've got Incisor for damage, but also for the slow. And this acts as a debuff trigger for Thorny, and it also gives some extra outplay potential in the mid-game with the slowing down and manipulating the order of the opponent. And then the Bug at the back, same as Elijah's with the double discard and the snail shell, and then the only difference is Thorny, which means it's a bit less durable in the 1v1, but it does offer a bit more damage in the early and mid game, which can help in certain spots when you need to finish off a tank.
Yeah, man, this is an awesome team. I'm excited to see how the Thorny plays differently from Fishknack. So I think that that's really an important point to touch on for anyone who's looking to replicate this build or even just play Tri-Spikes at all on any build, is that I think that's one of the biggest pitfalls, is that people just get excited about the potential to hop over a tank and like kill a midline or backline Axie. And sure, while you can just roll the dice and gamble every time you draw a Tri-Spikes combo, that's definitely not the most optimal and high level way to play. And it's not gonna, in the long run, it's not gonna win you more games than it is gonna lose you games. So you want to just be thinking a bit beyond that in terms of like, if I don't get lucky and he's smart and he's preparing for tri spikes and I just run these 4 cards into his plant, then you're just going to get starched in the mid game once your plant's gone, right?
Yep.
Because you need to be defending while attacking, which is usually, right? Which is one of the things Indes taught me about reptiles, like the first time I ever spoke with him.
Yeah, that's pretty much the key for a lot of things in this game as well. It's just maximizing the value and playing into the odds. And as you rightly said, playing Tri-Spikes, where you might be able to catch the opponent off, but you're not going to get the value out of the defensive moves. In the long run, it's not going to net you many wins. Here we go.
All right. Very interesting build.
So off the bat, this person has a very aggressive build, as you can see. We've got all very high damage cards across his Axies. And against me, at least, he tends to pass round 1 and then go in with everything he's got round 2. So I'm going to opt for a Leaf Bug Sirius to try and get an energy steal off to limit the amount of damage coming my way in round 2.
Cool. Ooh.
Okay, no. I probably realised that I do that every time. Oh,
no.
Way.
I think we'll be all right, but it's just frustrating that we can't get the poison charges off here.
Yeah. So I think he's probably recognised that I do that against him every single time and I don't defend my tank. So he's put up the shield there. Okay, so as my Axie is, I guess I'd survive 1 attack, so I might be able to get more attacks into it. So I'd honestly probably opt for a Yam, just in case I can get 1 ticking down on his bird, because then with the post fight as well, that will help me significantly in the 1v1, where that's really what I'm scared of her in this matchup.
Yep, definitely.
So I'm going to throw up a Yam and hopefully catch the bird.
That's
nice.
Perfect.
Okay. 2 attacks, maybe?
Well.
Okay.
Right.
So here I'm going to go with 1 Incisor to trigger my Thorny. And then I'm actually going to order it like this to try and knock out of his last stand with my Pincer.
Here we go. Nice.
Okay, so I think that's enough damage.
I think so, yeah.
The Thorny would do 140, Parasite 90.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oof.
and then leave him with the last stand and knock it out.
That's a perfect play right there.
So hit triple discards there, and then I'm sort of split here between just going directly front door or going with the Tri-Spikes, because I think his Aqua's more of an issue. So I think I'll actually opt for this play.
Yep.
And then following up with a Thorny as well.
I like that. Just because he should also throw some post flights into his arsenal, like into the next like few attacks, which will get the bird really weak. And the Aqua 1v1 versus your bug is just like really terrible, full HP.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully this.
So
this.
Do I get the kill?
I hope. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Nice.
So looking at the card counter again, you can see how many he had last round. 5. So it looks like he's used all of the cards from last round. So here I'm not sure if I survive a 3-card combo. With the Gecko, I'm tempted to believe I can, or at least last stand.
Yeah, you might. And it would just be so massive. Oh, come on. Come on, live.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, it's going to be
stand,
close.
Please?
Last stand would be huge. Oh, let's go.
Nice. Okay, perfect.
Let's go. I think that's it.
The reason why I just add a bit more commentary is that would have been scary in the 1v1 against the birds.
100%.
Just because of his post-fight to play around my bug.
Yep.
So I just really wanted to get as much damage off on the bird as I could to survive.
Yeah, definitely. That was awesome. I think this is one where like my bug fares a little bit better in this matchup. Like if you face double Aqua Bird, my bug has the Fishknack, which just so difficult for him to get damage in on me, whereas you have the higher damage, but Obviously, that damage does a little less versus those class types and has less durability in the late game. But you pulled that off
Yeah, it
beautifully.
was interesting that because the having the Thorny allowed me to save more cards on the Reptile at the start,
Mm,
which helped in that mid game
yeah,
to survive.
yeah,
But then equally in the 1v1 there, it made it really scary and made me have to make a riskier play just to pull off the game.
yeah.
So you can see there's the little aspects make it different. And then the first game that you had, I don't know if my bug would have been able to pull that win off with the 2v1 because it doesn't have that same amount of shield, so the opponent's more inclined to play attacking cards because they're not worried about like a fish snack snail shell,
Right.
big massive brick wall.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, there's trade-offs. As I mean, they're both beautiful builds. Like it's very, very similar. Super fun to play. Unfortunately, these with the market being where it is right now, these bugs are quite they're quite expensive. That being said, I have seen this build, not the Thorny, but the one that I have show up on the market for a couple $100. Like
I think
I've
two.
seen it come up for like 250 recently, I feel like, and it goes immediately because
Yeah,
normally these sell for like 5 or 600. But um, my point is that check the markets constantly and see if you find something that's, if it's not exactly the same, like very very similar to the double discard here, with like the main thing is you have pincer and parasite, and then you want to have durability. So definitely, I mean, you really want sticky goo as well. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
And if you aren't already in the Axie Discord, you should definitely head over there because they have a bot in the listings channel, which is what Elijah was referring to there. It just allows you to see all the sales as they come up in real time, and then you can snipe off the ones that you want.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh
new
wow.
opponent.
Wow, look at this build. Holy moly.
Oh no, this was the person I was telling you about, the mirror where he tries to spike my reptile round two.
Oh yeah. Well,
I really don't know what to do
this
in
guy
this
has
matchup,
the
to be honest.
Tauren build, right? At the mid where you can basically one-shot anything if you get the disarm and
Yeah,
allergic. Yeah.
so that's what happened to me. I was just gone. So I
Yeah.
think round one, it's unlikely he's going to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to play my tank cards. Probably won't really use many tank cards the entire game, to be honest.
Yeah. If you had like a Pumpkin Sirius, probably a good round to play it just for the card draw and the energy steal, right? Before you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Now it's.
So I think this is one of those turns where I'm in a spot that if I don't play the tank cards, I'm so significantly behind just in the number of cards I've got and the options
Uh-huh.
that I won't be able to win the
I
game.
agree.
So I'm split between going with two pumpkins or not. I don't think he'll attack into it, but I'm split just for the card draw
I hear
purely.
you. It's like where else are you getting value from it? It's definitely tempting.
Yeah, I think I'll play one
Okay.
just in case there's a time to go with like a pumpkin serious later on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a bit wary of my energy being too low.
Yep.
But just fingers crossed he doesn't have the tri spikes inside a double thingy combo. Oh,
Okay.
nice. Okay, so he went front door. That's
Yep.
perfect.
That's good.
So yeah, what
Oh,
he's doing there is he's trying to mind game me worrying about the back door
exactly.
and leaving my tank bare and then going front door.
Oh, you gotta love it when you get those 4 poison charges off on a backliner. It's one of the best.
Yeah, that is game winning right there. And
It's so
I can't
nice.
say I completely stone cold read him and I knew what he was going to do. That was just the best possible play
Outcome.
I could have made in that position.
Yeah, I love how you highlighted like your chances of winning without utilizing, even though it's okay, it's always a little risky and scary. If you 4 card tri-spike kills your midliner, then that's the worst ever. But you gotta run the odds. Like the odds of him drawing that exact combo isn't that likely, and you need to get value out of those 10 cards.
Yeah, especially after just using two cards at round one, he'd have to have four of his 7 cards would have to be those cards from a
Right.
potential 22 card draw. So it
Yeah.
was very slim.
Yeah. Ooh, double
And
series.
here, yeah, okay, no, thankful.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think double series is 33, and he already, no, 33 is shield each, so it would have been 66. But here, this is another interesting spot. But he has used both of his Thornies, so I'm not all that scared of him coming through and killing me here. So I don't really want to go with a Tri-Spikes combo. So I'll probably just look to kill his tank, but go like that, because then I'm going to have enough damage to 100% kill it, because I'm not expecting him to use cards here.
Amazing. Very, very nice.
So the only worry here is that he'll try spikes onto my backliner, which was one play I didn't really account for there, but I did make sure to put my pincer first just in case he did chomp me here.
Yeah, he's gonna get it, but
Yeah,
that's
so he
okay.
did try and chomp me. So then it's fine, because had I gone the other way around, I don't get the kill on his tank. Oh, that's not fine.
Ooh, that
I don't get the
hurts.
kill on his tank, and then I'm really scuppered because I
Yeah,
can't go with a tri-spikes combo this
yeah.
way.
Make sure, yeah, always get in the habit of doing that for the most part, leading with the weak card if they have the chomp threat.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And
he
here,
can't
I think he's still got a spare.
spare
So he
tri-spikes.
could, in theory, tri-spikes me with
Mm-hmm.
3 cards. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go like that, because he may just go with cards here, and then I want to make sure I kill something but don't over-aggress, and then I'll follow up with a single pincer as well. Okay, so he did make sure it hit the frontliner, and my only worry was that I just wasted an extra energy and then overkilled. I think he does slow me, but I've just used double gecko, so he's not going to be doing much damage at all. And he did spend all of his energy, which is good as well, because now there's no threat of him going with the tri-spikes.
Yeah, that's huge.
Here, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just sort of split. I really want to save though. So I think what I'll do is this, because I've just seen both of his chomps, and there's no way for him to chomp from 2 energy with this Axie. So I'm going to try and get the kill and then slow his backliner so I can finish it off with Thornies in the
Nice.
following round. I believe he will get a last stand, but it's fine because I'll be faster than him next round, and then I can use the incisor to slow him again. Yeah, so I don't manage to get the kill, but the key is that he's low on it, low on cards, low on energy. So all I have to do here is play the safest play, just one slow. As he's 40 speed, my bug will go ahead of him next round, and then just play around it with like a Thorny, pincer, then more follow-ups next round as well.
Yeah, very close game. I mean, look at how weak your bug is. I mean, this has really come down to the wire here.
Yeah, that crit on my bug was very scary.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
Forced it very close.
So now you can kind of have your pick of the killing blow here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason for this order is I'm going Thorny first, because with 3 energy, the highest amount he can put up is, I think it might just be over what a Thorny does.
No, because
And then
120 plus 50, it's like 170. You're gonna do 188 on him.
Yeah, so I guess the only way he does that is
2 stickies.
double snail chomp,
Yeah.
which would be a very odd play.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I follow up with the lowest damage to catch what's likely going to be the stun. Then my second highest, just to make sure I 100% hit both Thornies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's game over. And there's pretty much no way I lost, but in other matches, it is quite important to play it, order it correctly. So just doing it here as well, just to make sure you get into the right habit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very close game.
Yeah. The tri-spikes, man, they're coming back heavy. People are really taking a liking to it. All right, so those were some amazing games by Indes. We're looking at the leaderboard at 1 and 5. So it's just I think we're gonna go for one more on my end and see if we can get the podium finish on this video with Indes at 1 and me at 3. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, man. Here. Oh shit! I was talking about AK.
Oh look.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be fun.
Yep.
Oh, AK hates this team.
Yeah, I know. I actually managed to that when the little tournament we played, this was the team that managed to barely snag him to go and face
It was
you.
that one, I think it was like a pincer crit or something that was the difference between a draw and a win for you.
Yeah, I got the late game crit. Okay, so round 1, I know he usually plays round 1 really aggressive. I'm almost tempted to not even play the serious, but just play the lone Yam.
Yeah, I'd hold the serious. I'd just play Yam.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with that.
And I can tell you that for sure, because I play this exact build that AK does.
Yeah.
And we've sort of worked out the most effective way to approach this matchup, and it will be playing. Oh, wow.
Ugh.
He's thrown you for a loop. I'm not sure whether he's done that because he knows you're going to defend round 1, or because he just didn't have the cards to attack.
Quite frustrating.
That's really interesting.
Quite frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Round 2, oh, it's so tempting.
I almost think you go for it.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't used any tank cards yet, and I feel like he's going to want to go with tank cards.
I completely agree.
Because if this were me, I'd want to go with my tank cards for damage.
Yeah.
It goes against everything we've said in the video so far, but this is one of those spots where you're playing against a higher level player, and he sort of knows that you'll want to save those cards for the mid game.
Exactly.
So he's less likely to try and cover it.
100%. And like last game, he might be thinking, it's round 2. I got to get some value out of my tank cards, right? Before he drops. So I'm going to run it here. Oh, let's go.
Nice. Oh, he's
Oh
going to be
man, that's
so upset about
oh,
that.
he's
That's
got to be
amazing.
bummed about
I
that
think
for
he's
sure.
actually just DM'd me. Hang on.
Oh man. So like obviously completely ineffective round for him there. He started the he started that with 5 and went down to 3, so now he's back to 5. And he did use one serious, which is something for me to be less concerned about in terms of him
Yeah,
stealing another energy. So I think now with very few moves, I'll go for a pass. And
yeah. If you hadn't have seen that second series, I'd probably be more tempted to go double parasite, but you
mhm.
don't really have to cover that here.
Yeah, man, I think that was so damage with on the front is we really welcome this round. This is totally great for us. The fact that we didn't lose an energy. I'm really happy, man, that we got to throw in one little cheap, sneaky try spikes in round two. Because at the end of the day, as I was trying to say earlier, it does have a place, but it has to be very well like thought out. Like, okay, as Inda said, tough opponent. But anyway, let me not get ahead of myself because AK is very good, and we need to still close this out.
Yeah.
Now,
I was just going to say, I think you just go double pincer,
mhm.
try and get your tank to die, and then you'll have a 4-card combo that will 100% kill one of his 2 Axies next round. And that's why you don't go with the parasites here, because you want to leave it so his tank's still at about 400 health to
Right,
where you still get full value out of the 4 attacking
with the
cards.
rep, right? Or with any combo, really, if I need to.
Yeah, we're probably with the rep, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you just go with those two,
yeah.
see what he does. He's gone, the 2 attacking cards there, that's well played from AK. That's really well played. To try and knock off the last stand, will just get you to kill, and then you can follow up, I think, with a serious hot butt.
Yep. Yep.
Was that all of his energy, or is he sitting on an extra?
Well,
Can't remember.
hopefully we draw some reptile cards here.
Yeah,
Nice.
and hopefully it's not piranhas.
That's unfortunate. However, with the shield and the jar, we're definitely going to live. I almost think I go front here and get the kill on the plant.
Split, because the aqua is a big issue when you get to the 1v1.
It is a big issue, but also like I got the fish snack here. But I think the fact that he can really throw up some shield. Oh, all right, I'm going this route. Okay. So, not the worst by any means. We're actually going to nullify this with the jar, so this will be really sick.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so we take
And
only.
look, that's where the jar comes in.
That's when the jar comes in
versus
handy.
the gecko, where you get sort of damage negation throughout. The jar can just get an entire attack.
100%. And the jar
negated.
can be really useful in those rounds where, I don't know, you guys can remember how Indes was stalling with his reptile. So let's say you have like 60 HP. Gecko isn't going to prevent a 1-card kill, but a jar will, because it's going to completely stomach all that damage. So it forces them in a lot of scenarios to use 2 cards to kill your reptile.
Okay.
So
now
reptile's dying
I don't
here.
think you can play the cards. Yeah, if you had like a snake jar, then you could play the cards, as we just said. Play the snake jar plus a piranha.
I'm gonna guarantee kill here because once I get 4 cards going into his Aqua 1v1, I'm fairly confident. I'm gonna go max discard and try and get rid of his. Oh boy.
Oh wow. Okay, that's well played.
Yeah, that's tough. So ultimately, though, he's gonna lose a lot of options here, and unfortunately, his plant's still gonna be alive, which is quite a nightmare. Oh,
Alive, but oh, okay. Yeah, here he was at 3 cards, so he's going to be at 3 cards again. You probably want to go. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Just 100% safe, because AK may try and go aggressively if he has the right cards.
or he might pass. So this is a good round for us. We don't really waste too much in getting rid of that last stand. So now we have quite a bit of energy. He's going to have the cards though, so that's something to remember. And so I think because of that, this is the one where we really need to make sure we play, obviously, the double stun, which means we're going to take very little damage. And the way I think going about it, it's
Probably double parasite as well.
well, we can't. Oh, right, use all the energy, but I think maybe not because he's going to have max shield.
Because you've got 5 though.
Yeah.
So I think you might be able to get over his first attack, and he may put the Kucker in the wrong position, and you can stun him on the wrong attacks.
No, because look, 1 attack.
You can do that anyway. Yeah, you can do that anyway. So yeah, I think do that, save your energy.
Yeah, save the energy. Yeah, because it's gonna be 1 attack stun, another attack stun. Yeah.
Such a big shield.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. Double stun.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly. So
And
I've
now he'll 100% be out of cards as well.
yeah, it's really sick. That's kind of what I was saying is like the reason I didn't want to go damage here is because I know this is going to be the round where he has the most shield, most likely. So I'm happier to kind of just get through the round, make him waste cards, take no damage, and now I can think about basically just running that same play. However, with 3 cards, it's less important because I'm double stun isn't really a thing. Like I don't need to get rid of 4 card. I don't really need to deal with a 4 card attack. So now I can think about like double parasite.
Yeah, I'd go for the double parasite snail or that. Well, that's probably just better overall, isn't it? Maybe go with the snail just in case. I don't think there's any fear of not redrawing it, but there's no play, there's no situation next round where you'd need to go with double. So I think yeah, go with that.
Oof.
So it works. Okay, so he's gone with the double cuckoo, but that does mean again he's going to be at 3 cards.
It
But
really.
what AK is trying to do here
Mhm.
is he's trying to avoid your first, like your double stun and just kill it all in one. And then be able to get one attack straight to the health. Oh, that's a nice
We
crit.
got another crit. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, we're running really hot in this one, but also that tri spikes move, having the awareness to play it round 2 was
That
huge.
won the game.
Yeah.
That won the game. Yeah.
And anyway, now it doesn't really matter if we put any damage on him because he's gonna die to the 50 damage from Blood Moon. So I'll.
Yeah, so probably just double snail,
Oh
double
shit.
fish snack, and then
Yeah. Exactly.
Pincer,
Yep.
100%
It's gonna be
alive.
like 2.
See what he does. So yeah, that's that. The play there, he was short of it. But what AK was trying to do was to miss it, to get over an entire one and follow up. It doesn't actually
Yeah.
matter because he was out of cards anyway. But had he have, had 4 cards, not that there was any situation he would have, but just generally that's a good play to try and to get it all in one and then get 2 attacks straight to the health. Because as you saw earlier in the 1v1, AK was only able to get 1 attack directly to
Yeah.
Elijah's.
AK being an elite player, one of the best in the game, I mean, he's never gonna go down easy. Like, he's always gonna be thinking a step ahead. He's always gonna be thinking about ways to sneak out a win. And I've seen him do it against me multiple times. We had a game yesterday. I think I was playing actually Reptile Beast versus him. And he's just super smart about like those little outplays that other people don't think of. Yeah, he knows exactly what to do. So I think this is the first time this season I broke 2,000 ratings, so that's exciting. And also we'll probably now be in the 3rd spot. Puts us at 1 and 3. New meta. That's the name of this video.
That's a nice way to end it off.
It's working. Yeah, man. Well, this was a really fun video. I'm happy to have Indes debuting on the channel, and hopefully we'll get to make more videos together in the future. Any closing thoughts, Indes, on like just current game, current meta? Any advice to the players out there as they approach the rest of this season? We have quite a bit of a ways to go.
So yeah, if you're sort of the top 500, top 200 sort of range of a player, I think it's definitely just good advice in general to have that one team that you've pretty much mastered. You try and know the ins and outs of it, as that's going to be your best shot to get up into the higher ranks and be exposed to the highest levels of play, as we've just seen here, like a game against AK. If you can get a game there down, analyze over those games, see where you maybe went wrong or see how you could do even better, that's how you're going to improve yourself and become the best possible player you can.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, man. This was awesome. Thanks for coming on the channel, Indes.
Thanks for inviting me, mate.
Yeah, man, for sure. Follow Indes on Twitter at,
Twitter,
what is it?
So I've got Twitter and Twitch at Indes_AxieGG, and I also may be starting a YouTube channel. It might already be out by the time this video is up. But then also I do a weekly podcast with Z, who's another top player. Sundays at 6 p.m. GMT. You can follow that on the Axie Arena, _ the Axie Arena on Twitch and on Twitter as well.
Amazing. And I got to say, I tuned in for the whole first podcast episode. It was so fun, entertaining. If you love Arena 1v1 play, you have to tune into it. Of course, we have Axie Chat, which is more of a speculation and just like talking about news in the game and like land and things around assets a lot of the time. And so it's really nice to have 2 completely different podcasts. So definitely tune into that. It's a blast, just getting started. We'll sign off here. Thanks, Indes.
Thanks for inviting me again, mate.
Yep. All right. See you guys in the next video. Peace.